Hi, it's Chris from Paddleboard Specialist, and today we're going to be talking safety. A lot of times we talk about PFDs, different types of PFDs that you should be wearing, but one of the things that we kind of neglect, or one of the things we don't go over, is checking that little CO2 cartridge on those inflatable PFDs. So as you can see by my retro vintage Stearns here, I've had this literally, and I'm just as guilty as most of you guys. I've had this literally for, what, 4 or 5 seasons now, and I have yet to pull this little ripcord, and I'm about to pull it because I want to see, it's been 4 or 5 years, I want to see if this thing's actually going to work and what's actually going to happen. So, here we go, let's pull it. All right, so the first thing that you notice when I pulled this, number one, the Velcro didn't completely open up. So I'm going to go through here, crack this open, and let's see what happens. This thing's going to continue to inflate. So look at the inflation. That's it. So obviously, this thing being, having sat around for a number of years, obviously does not have the same charge. So please, one of the takeaways from this is please check your CO2 cartridge, and please make sure that it's going to provide. This is incredible. Actually, I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. You can top it off, obviously, with your mouth and that kind of thing. But this is a little bit disconcerting. So please make sure that you do check these things out. Swap out your CO2 cartridge. Make sure that all of your safety gear is in functioning form. Now that things are starting to warm up and people are starting to go out there. The other thing to look at is your leash. You've got that double closure on the back of the leash here. Make sure that there isn't all this gunk and junk and sand and and grass and all this other stuff stuck in there. That's going to keep that closure from closing properly, and it's also going to keep it from being secure, which means you might think that it's totally it's totally tight and on there, but then all of a sudden you go and you lose your board because this Velcro opened up. Chances are kind of slim that would happen at the leash plug level, but maybe at that other level, at that ankle level or that calf level, where you've got the collar that's around your leg, that might be something that might be a little bit more susceptible. This is like one of those things where we're constantly ripping open and close and open and close. And if your Velcro, on this end is starting to look really, really dirty, or if it looks like the peach fuzz of a 13-year-old kid, you might want to go ahead and swap out your leash. So just some little things to think about, when you guys are out there. Again, takeaways, please make sure that you guys check your CO2 cartridges. And another little takeaway that we got from one of our staff members, Todd, you cannot take these little guys on an airplane. So you want to make sure that is actually removed from your PFD, and it's something you're probably going to have to pick up at your destination. So if you have any questions whatsoever about any of this stuff, please give us a call, give your local shop a call, and again, please make sure that you review your safety. All right, thanks. Bye.